Hello and welcome to Researchersjob, where we dive deep into the journeys of some of the brightest men in the world of research and academia. Whether you are an early research career, a PhD student, or someone simply curious about the path of successful scientists, this is the place where inspiration meets insight. Today we have a very special guest with us, Doctor Saurabh Jain. Hello, Doctor Saurabh Jain.
Hello, Vivek.
Doctor Jain completed his PhD at IIT Indore, one of India's premier institute, and they took his research to new height during his postdoc at the University of Texas at Austin, USA. His journey is filled with dedication, challenges, and a wealth of experience that I am sure will resonate with many of you. In this episode, we will explore his personal and academic journey, the hurdles he faced along the way, his biggest motivation, and the lessons he has learned throughout his career. Dr. Jain's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and passion in the world of research. Without further ado, let's dive into the welcome to Dr. Jain to the show. Welcome, Dr. Saurabh Jain.
Thank you, Vivek. Nice introduction. Maybe it is over exaggerated, but thank you for inviting me to this podcast.
Yes, sir. We will start our podcast with your personal and educational background. Can you walk us through your academic journey from your PhD at IIT Indore to your postdoc at the University of Texas at Austin?
Yeah, sure. I'm very excited to share my experience with you all. Before I start my PhD from IIT Indore, I would like to introduce myself. Some of the background before my PhD. I was working as an assistant professor at some local engineering colleges in India, and my wife and I both are in academic field, so we knew that there are no growth in the PhD without PhD in the academic field. I will be honest. I was not going for pursuing PhD with my very high interest. But one thing is that once I entered in my PhD, when I started my PhD, it was exciting and it was a good experience for me. And I'm lucky to have PhD from IIT Indore, or I can say like this was wonderful experience. Everyone who is thinking about that, they should go for that. As I mentioned, I was in the academic field. And first lesson I learned from my experience, I will say, my wife is the biggest motivation behind me for that. One day I was at the holiday, I was just coming, and my wife told me that there is an interview going at IIT Indore for the PhD. I straightforwardly denied that because I was not prepared at all. And then, but you know how wife can be persuading. So what I did, okay, let's go, because I ended up with going there for the entrance exam. It was a lucky day for me, maybe I can say. And I cleared my written examination, and I prepared for the interview while waiting in the queue for this the interview. It was my day, we can say, and I cleared that PhD entrance and I got admission at IIT Indore. So what I'm trying to say, sometimes you may feel that you are not prepared, or you may not be very much confident, but you should give it a try. Sometimes luck is with you, and sometimes you underestimate yourself as well. Give it a try and do your best. And it is quite a good journey, I will say. This is how I entered into my PhD. As you also mentioned about the postdoc experience, so I will say postdoc starts while you are doing the PhD. If you have your mindset, okay, you want to go for the postdoc after your PhD, you can do few things that will help you while you are searching for the postdoc position. For example, I will say every PhD students may have following some other research. They may have some base papers, for example, 30-40 base papers or some other paper. Those are closely related with the your research area. So maybe 100 papers you may have. You can make a list from the very starting of your PhD. You make one Excel sheet and just provide your all data, like what is the title of your paper and where is that group and what is the email address of the last author, because last author is usually professors. In that way, you are making the list of your area of expertise people. You can easily, while you are doing sending email for the postdoc's position, then you can directly send those your email or cover letter to those all emails. This is the way you can enter, and I did the same for that. I will say this helped me a lot. Another field can be like you can go with some fellowship, which is more better, I think. But somehow you need to prepare some proposal, wait for some time. If you want to go with that process, it is also means better. In that way, you can get admission easily, because I talk to many people. So what they do, they go hit and trial. They just send email to many people and they say that they are not getting the interview calls or very few calls. But I will say conversion ratio will improve drastically. If you are getting 5 calls from 100 emails, then you will get 10 calls from 100 emails. Improves the probability of getting a postdoc position wherever you want. This is how you can prepare yourself, but it is not all, because sometimes it is this is also a matter of luck, because whoever professor who is taking the postdoc position, they must have funding, especially in a country like United States. Funding is the biggest issue for most of the professors, because for every PhD or postdoc they are hiring, they must have some funding, otherwise they cannot hire. Normally university don't provide any funding for hiring PhD or postdoc students. You must be lucky enough. Your area should meet with the area of your professor, means your supervisor you are looking for, and they must have funding. In that way, you will hit the target and you can get postdoc position very easily. Yeah, this is how I can say I got some position, not only in UT, I also got at some other places also, but I opted UT Austin because it was a good reputed institute. Everybody should try, I will say, under QS ranking under 200 or 250 if they get admitted. It is very good.
Yeah, that's very in-depth answer, Dr. Saurabh. And that answer will help to many researchers and students to get the PhD and the postdocs. And also the speak-up line of this answer is let's try and do something, and let's try hard. And if you try, then you will get. That's the thing, very understood.
Try in the organized way. If you are trying unorganized way, getting the email to everyone, you will be disappointed, because at the end of the day you will say, I sent 50 emails today but I'm not getting a single response. I will say keep track of your research field. And one more thing, I missed that. Also, while you're PhD, you should follow some good research group. Those are doing some good research, because I don't want to say, but many papers I saw which may be misleading or fabricated something. If you are following some good research group, it will help your PhD a lot.
Yeah, that's very true. Then how would you compare your experience between working in India and in the US, both in terms of research culture and academic environment? So as you worked in the US and now you work in India, may you enlighten the researchers about the difference of the culture and academic environment?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question, because it is a major difference, I will say. Depends upon your field. For example, if you are working in some simulation or some computer-based research, you can do some coding or some modeling. Then I will say, in terms of resources, India is also equally good as less, because it doesn't need much facilities. But some research field, I am from integrated photonics field. We need some highly equipped laboratory or clean room facilities. Such huge facilities can be easily found at very few places that have such facilities, like IISc Bangalore or IIT Delhi, or very few IITs they have such kind of facilities, or some central facilities like Sri Pilani. I will say, in terms of resources, in US, most of the places you will find everything in a single roof, like room facilities or characterization, and also depend upon the seniority of your professor, because some professors are very senior, their lab is already rich. You don't need to worry about any equipment or anything. It will help you while doing PhD or postdoc in USA. And another thing means, this is the positive side, I will say, from USA. Another positive side, let me go with that. In India, it is my personal experience. Politics, you cannot avoid politics from any place. Right? It is also in the research field as well. But in United States, it is also there, but it is not at that scale in India we are facing. If you want to work, you can work. That environment will help you. You don't need to worry about other thing, and you can straightforwardly concentrate on your work. But one negative side, I will say, in United States, and every researcher who is trying to find some position as a postdoc in United States, they must know this fact. In most of the places, your professor or supervisor, they see postdoc as a fund resourcing fund, means fund securing position. They think that postdoc will come and they will write the solicitation or proposal and they will secure funding. It is also a good experience, that's true. But it should be in some ratio, like 50-50%. Okay, if you are doing 50% research and 50% grant writing, then that's fine. But if you are doing 100% grant writing, it will take your research means profile. In that way, somewhere you should be aware in which group you are going, and you can ask your professor like what will be my role. Are you taking in my particular program that I need to participate, or you are also thinking to me to participate as some kind of grant writing, and what percent you feel will be in that grant writing program. So that kind happens in United States. And and another thing I will say, difference, collaboration is very much important for research, everyone. But in India, I feel, again, it's my personal experience. I feel in USA, collaboration environment is pretty much at extensive level, but in India, it doesn't happen with some reason. Collaboration wise, because what many field people collaborate together and they write a program or they conduct research in that way. When different field people sit together and they do work, chance of innovation is more better in that way. This is my experience that I can feel right now. Yeah.
That's very summarized answer. Like political differences, politics is there. Then one more difference, major difference is sources like for experimentations. And another one is the collaborations, like you understood the integrated system, but here the unique system, like monopoly goes on, so nobody believe on much collaboration, you mean, right?
Also, I don't know, not many people share their problems or research journey, what exactly success they have, or they don't want to share, or they are hesitating to share. But in United States, it is very clear forward. Like they share everything to
that helped to build a career. That's very good point to note. That's why the United States in the top research country. Their budget of the research is very high. It's the difference of the experimentation availability and these kinds.
Also, they also work on like application side. Like
that's true, yeah.
So that's why when they work on the application side, so when your product should work, there may be some more than one field involved already.
So you mean that they are a result oriented, not a paper oriented, right?
Yeah. Many groups I saw, they don't bother how much paper you have or not. They see the quality of work. Even if you are doing some work and it is failure, sometimes it is not necessary like you put up, it should work. If it doesn't work, they also support that thing, because this is also cutting. Okay, this is not.
Yes, exactly. They do not make the demotivated to the candidates. Yeah, that's right. That's a true, a true understanding of the research. If somebody see this, then they have a true understanding what is going on and how things goes. So now we move to the next question. Like a little bit about your personal things. How did you handle moments of failure or disappointment during your research? It's like a personal.
That's a good. I think everyone goes with that because in PhD, if you are not facing problem, that means you are doing something wrong.
Yes, that's true.
Failure is the part of the research journey, and it is kind of avoidable thing during research.
That's right.
One important thing like to deal with such problem is just try again and again. Sometimes when you think it is not possible, but when you try for a long time, you will find some way, some innovative way. And this is how you get the innovation in your research. Because in my experience, whenever you touch any topic, initially it seems to be easy because you are just with some basics or something. Okay, when you go into the deeper, then that curve, that of motivation curve goes down, and one time you feel that everything is done already in this, and then you feel what I can contribute, and sometimes you get disappointed. But when you try again and again with some novel applications, talk to your professor and talk to your colleagues, they can help you with that. And then you will get, okay, I can do this thing in this, and this is the possibility of innovation in that research field. Try again and again is the best thing, and contact with your professor, talk to everyone, have a good environment surrounded you, have a good positive friends. It should not be sometimes when you talk to someone who is already in this area, they can help you with their positivity.
Exactly. Okay, go to tea like this, together.
Yeah,
that's correct.
And also one important another thing I will say, you can take a break sometimes. Because when you are deep into some research challenges, sometimes you cannot see the solution. But whenever you go away from that, means you take a break for maybe 3-4 days, or you don't think about that. But it will keep going on in your back of mind.
Backside mind,
yeah. And then you will get the solution sometimes. I saw many people who got that such kind of solution when they are on break. This is also important to give yourself some relaxation.
Dr. Saurabh, that's a very motivated answer. Can you tell us one failure event which you handled like this way, where take a break and handle that failure event? Either is writing the journal article, either the experimentation failure, something like that, and it's maybe you got disappointed, but how you tackle on that at that moment?
Yeah, actually, in PhD life, out of 1000 days, I will say, there are only 20 or 30 days then that you will feel that you got something.
Yes,
It is running out, right? Other days are like, okay, try and just do your work.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. When I was doing my PhD, my biggest issue was having some resources. Because I was needing some electron beam lithography technique writing, and I was not getting it because I was working in collaboration with IIT Indore, and somehow with some resist or reason, I was not getting the result wanted. So what I did, I collaborated with IIT Delhi with some program, and then I fabricated my device from there, and luckily it worked in the first attempt. I will say in that way you can have some different solution, but my biggest problem was like fabrication, and I fabricated some devices from some fabric.
In RRCAT Indore, you worked with Indus 2 Beamline Center or some fabrication team?
It was in Indus 1. They have some small clean room facilities where they have dry and electron beam lithography. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good insight, because RRCAT is like one of prestigious research institute of the park. Like,
yes.
There are also the learning capabilities, many learning capabilities from there.
Yeah, it is a part of the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. It is quite resourceful. Yeah, it is kind of facilities. So many students don't know, like, if they are having some problem, you can list it out all the central facilities or facilities in your city or nearby your city, and you can try collaborating with some other professors, and they can help you.
You mean the collaboration is necessary when you get some failure, and when you are not getting result, do collaborate, talk to the professors, and like this is important thing.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Every situation has different solution. Sometimes what I assume, maybe I may have picked any topic, or I assume this will work, but when I start working, I find that it is not working, and maybe it won't work because your thinking may have some issue or some technical issues, right? So in that way, you need to change your topic. Every problem may have some different solution.
Yes, exactly. This is correct. And now, what advice would you give to someone who are starting their PhD journey the upcoming semester?
Okay, so I will say, like, if you are starting your PhD journey, selection of topics, selection of professor, like, okay, when you don't have any particular research group in your mind, do your research, which field you want to pursue, and which field has some potential in future as well.
Right, that is very important.
Yeah, right now I will list it out like 2-3 important fields. Like AI/ML is emerging as a big field now, and so that you can go there, you can pursue some PhD there. Chip-based research is also on top right now. Every country, like United States or China or every big country who is interested in research, they are giving some special funding for the CHIP Act. I also have
semiconductor kind.
Yes, semiconductor field.
Okay.
In that field, you can go. You first choose your topic and then choose your professor. See the facilities, whether they have facilities or not. Or if they have any, if they don't have facility, do they have any collaboration to handle that thing? In that way, early research career means I mean PhD, who want to pursue PhD, they can go with that.
Okay, so you mean the interest of the topic according to the future, that is important, right?
See the potential. It means our future cannot be seen by anyone, but you can estimate. Like right now, everyone can say AI/ML is going to hit again, right? For next 10 years. It will be the hottest research topic, and that semiconductor industry. Similarly, like material science, many materials are there. It will be on the top of research for next.
Like batteries, like that.
Batteries. In that way, we can say there are so many good research topics. Like, you can choose wisely, and some people may have chosen some conventional topics as well, conventional thing as well. I will say, innovation. Possibilities is not that good as in new emerging topics. They struggle with publications or some other things. So I will say, if you choose new topics, that is the good thing.
That's a valuable thing, sir. That's very good advice for the upcoming researchers. What do you think? Like, what is the preference? Group of researchers or the professors or the institute? What should be in mind to choose when to PhD?
This all should be in line. This all should be in line, right? If you have good research topic, and if you don't have good professor, then you will struggle. Then supervisor is pretty is important during your research journey, because it is not that straightforward. Then it may look like, and if both are good but they don't have resource, still you cannot do anything. Either they should have resource or they should have some collaboration. If all things align, then you can join that group.
Very advisable answers for the upcoming researchers. So now one more advice we want to ask you, as you have a lot of experience in the working in foreign and in our home country. So what advice do you have for early researchers struggling with self-doubt? Like, as a self-doubt is like first things comes in mind of researchers. Like, they do the experiment and they do the simulation, but result does not come. So what advice do you have? Just some simple advice or just advanced advice? What do you want to give to them?
Yeah, this is the feeling that every researchers go with that thing. Once they are not getting results, or once they are not getting what they want, they go in that self-doubt or imposter syndrome. This is very common feeling. It is not something different. They should know that fact. This is common. This is not happening with them. The important thing to know how to deal with this. It is very easy to deal with that. Like, talk about that. If you don't talk about that, if you keep it in your mind, it will means you will be frustrated, you will be disappointed. Talk about that with a positive people, and you can normalize your feeling in that way. And don't compare yourself with some other researchers, because when you compare yourself, because they will show positive things out there. They won't show how they struggle. They will post, okay, I got that good impact factor paper, that good results, and you will see, oh, they are doing good in their life, but I'm not doing good. But they may have gone through that stage as well. You should understand this fact. This is how I will say, don't compare yourself. Every researcher is different. Research problem is different, and so in that way you can come out with this issue.
So that's a very good advice for the researchers. Like, you have different topics, you have different fields. How can go through that and work for that slowly? One day you will success. Is it correct?
Yeah. One more thing I will add. Sometimes when you work on a topic, you don't organize it well. Create your research in small steps. Small steps only. Don't think about the destination. Once you organized, okay, I want to do this today in next 7 days, and then next in 7 days. When you will do small means when you will go up with small steps, it is easy to go with a big mountain of research.
Yes.
And once you will get something, just share with the people as well. Means enjoy that small steps as well. In that way, you will get motivated always.
That's perfectly true. Right? And this advice will helpful his or her personal life also. Like, if you want to achieve big goal, you have to set the small goal. Then your personal life will become a beautiful. That's right.
Many means not necessary in the research. Sometimes people don't.
Any field, this advice is helpful.
Yeah, means sometimes people are not able to balance their
personal life
or personal lives. You should know this fact. Research is not complete your life or complete your life. It is a big part. It is an important part. But your personal life part is very important as well. Give time to both of them properly. Yeah,
that's very helpful for the researchers. And just one more, because we have a lot of discussion and you gave a lot of knowledgeable things for the researchers and who is going to be now in the field of research. One last question to you. What message would you leave for those who are currently pursuing their PhD or completing a career in research? Means previously we discussed about the upcoming researcher. Now those already completed the PhD, those are trying for the postdoc or the first year of postdoc, what advice do you give to them?
Okay, I will say, means it is true for everyone, every researchers. Stay curious and passionate about your research, and you embrace your challenges and opportunities. Seek for the opportunities to grow, and don't hesitate to take support from your mentors or your friends or your peers. In that way, you will handle all the issues that comes in early life or research journey very easily.
Okay, so you mean that the person who completed their PhD, they have to think about what job they can apply like that, or how do they think?
Okay, so who completed their PhD? Okay, if you are asking in that way, then I will say who completed their PhD, then they just look for their opportunity. Okay, they may want to go for the industry, they may want to go for the academics.
Preference they can set.
They can set their preference, and additionally they can again list out the industry's name, or you can just apply for that. And in industries, basically recommendation is very important. So if you have good networking, then you may have good recommendations as well. Go with that accordingly.
Okay. You mean the industry is preferable, or they want to go postdoc or teaching line? What should be the preferred one?
It is up to everyone's choice, because if you want to go for industry, you will earn a lot of money, right? But as far as I know, industry life is very stressful as well.
You have to
So
give
if
them
you
more time. After
if
the
you, if
PhD,
you
again more time.
yeah, postdoc is also a good option. I will say, because during postdoc, you learn a lot apart from whatever you didn't learn. You won't learn in the PhD journey. For example, how to handle other students, right? PhD students, because at that time you don't have any pressure. Like have to publish that number of paper to get your
Exactly.
you think in a free way.
Yes, yes,
So
correct.
this is also a very good learning experience. I will suggest whoever is passionate about research, they should go for postdoc. And academic field is like very cool, and nowadays maybe it is little stressful, but not as like industry.
Yes,
So in that
right.
way, your choice can go for that. Everything is good. Everything has their own pros and cons.
Yes. According to their preference and the life balance, they can choose the things.
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Jain, it's a very insightful. Every questions you gave the very depth and insightful answers. Thank you so much, Dr. Saurabh Jain, for sharing your incredible journey, insight, and experience with us. Your story is truly inspiring, from your days as a PhD student at IIT Indore to your postdoctoral work at the University of Texas at Austin. I am sure our listeners, especially early career researcher and PhD aspirants, have gained invaluable lessons on perseverance, motivation, and success in the research world. I hope this conversation has motivated and encouraged the listeners to pursue their passions with resilience and determination. If you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure to subscribe and share it with others who might benefit from it. Stay tuned for more interviews with accomplished scientists, researchers, and professors who will share their journey, challenges, and advice. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep pursuing the boundaries of knowledge and innovations. Thank you, Dr. Jain. The very depth discussion, and hope this is our first starting podcast with the Dr. Jain, and the first podcast in the start of the journey. I hope the listeners will get some insight, depth knowledge about the research, career, and when they demotivate, how to motivate, and how to choose the career path, and how to deal with the insecurities. Things they can understand from the podcast. Thank you, Dr. Jain.
Thank you very much for providing this platform where I can share my feelings. Hopefully, it will help researchers for their journey, PhD journey or postdoc journey.
Nice to talk you. Nice to talk you.